Welcome to Wants to Watch, episode 19. I'm Reece Crowd from Race Power. This is sponsored by sportsbetting.com.au. It's the Golden Eagle special. We're going to give you our speed maps, our full ratings, and of course our verdicts in the race. And we're also going to dissect the start of the race, as obviously one of the hot pops, Brutal, is drawn out. So it's going to make it very, very interesting, but let's get straight into it. Alright guys, in our preview today for the Golden Eagle, we're going to focus on two runners in particular, and you might have guessed it, Brutal and Arcadia Queen. Guys, earlier in the week, obviously with the barrier draw, Brutal drew out barrier 17, the car park, Arcadia drew in, and then the market rearranged itself as it always does, always overreacts to the barrier draws, and Arcadia Queen shortened to $2.60. Brutal drifted from $4 out to $5.50, which is insanity. And we're going to explain right now why we believe it's insanity, that drift on Brutal. We're going to dissect the barrier draws and how in actual fact barrier 17 isn't the worst thing in the world for a horse like Brutal. Alright guys, so what I want to dive into today is the similarities between a 1600 metre at Randwick and a 1500 metre at Rose Hill. We've got the track maps up and I want to show you and draw comparisons between Brutal's run in the Doncaster and how that race set up, and how the Golden Eagle, we believe, with the draw that Brutal's got, actually sets up, and we actually believe it's a positive. Okay, so in the Doncaster, Brutal obviously drew out, and Dreamforce, the other natural leader in the race, drew inside of him. And it was very interesting to see up the chute there at Randwick, where he's had 400 metres to get across. You know, drawing out had absolutely no bearing on the result of the race. Brutal had plenty of time to amble across, pick up the 1B lane, sit outside of Dreamforce. We believe the exact replica of that is going to happen on Saturday in the Golden Eagle. Sunlight's drew inside of Brutal, and obviously we know Sunlight, first go ever at the 1500 metres, is going to go forward. We know that, which gives Brutal the perfect card across in the race. Now, if you look at the track map at Rose Hill, Brutal's actually got a 350 metre chute to actually ping across from that wide draw, follow Sunlight across, burn him across, and sit in that 1B lane, just like he did in the Doncaster. Alright guys, now we've established that the barrier draw for Brutal isn't a disaster at all. It actually may be an advantage. Let's get into the speed map and then we'll go through our market ratings and then of course our verdict. Alright guys, so here's the speed map. Obviously Sunlight and Brutal ping across from the 16 to 17 draw. They take up the 1A and 1B. This is how the map will look after about 200 metres. Fasika, fun fact, never know more, all push forward, and we believe that Colding is going to try and sit midfield. Now the one you all want to hear about is Arcadia Queen. What does James McDonald do on Arcadia Queen? Now it's a pretty Route 1 option, guys. We know with Brutal and Sunlight drawing out, they're going to inject the pace into the race. Fasika pushes forward. Fun fact will want to go forward. Never Know More can go forward. I Am Superman obviously goes forward there as well. Mizzy will put herself on pace. Colding camps in behind. And Classic Legend, obviously from the lovely draw, will get the rails in run in the box seat. Arcadia Queen camps behind that lot there, and she will absolutely have the sit on them here. Alright guys, so Arcadia Queen will sit in that 5A, 5B type rail there from the 4 draw. We'll look to get rails in run, thread a needle at the bend, hoping most of them fan, and also hoping that most of them are shot ducks at the 1300. Arcadia Queen is our on top selection. She does get the run of the race. However, she does need a little bit of luck from that 4 draw being smothered up with how cluttered that map actually is. Alright guys, so let's look at our market for the Golden Eagle. I've just put it up in order of highest probability by assessed price to lowest probability. Now Arcadia Queen is absolutely our on top selection. We've rated her at $3.60 to be winning the race. Sportsbetting currently have her at $3.05 when the rest of the market have her at $2.90. So very interesting to see Sportsbetting taking on the hot pop Arcadia Queen there. Interestingly enough, Sportsbetting did take on Les Grosso in the Cox Plate and absolutely got their pants pulled down. Maybe that's going to happen here again. But I do believe that Arcadia Queen, like Sportsbetting, is probably a little bit too short in the market, and it does seem like the market has overreacted to that barrier draw ever so slightly. The overlay does exist with Brutal. We've rated Brutal about a 22% mark to be winning, which is about $4.50. The market currently finds him at $5.50. Sportsbetting do not want to bet on him. They're at $4.90. So that might say who they're siding with in the Arcadia Queen Brutal battle there. We've rated Colding $8.77, and that's really where you'll see our market differ. As I'm looking now, Colding's at $4.75, which we just think is probably a little bit too short. We just believe that while Colding did run some fantastic numbers in the Epsom, we just think the map and obviously the 7 kilo weight rise is just going to be a little bit too much of an ask for Colding. With that being said, we still rated Colding the 12% mark to be winning, but probably just a little bit too short in the market. And you couldn't really step into the 475 available right now. The other overlays in the market, guys, exist with Pasika, Mizzy, Sunlight, and Never Know More. However, they're very, very marginal overlays. Alright guys, so I hope you did enjoy our Golden Eagle special. Really what we wanted to touch on was the barrier draw for Brutal and how we don't believe it's as much of a disadvantage as what the media will tell you. Brutal is our verdict for the race, okay? Arcadia Queen will need luck from that draw, believe it or not, with how cluttered that map is. Brutal, we believe, may be the advantage one, the way this race sets up. I'm Reece Crowth from Race Power. This is sponsored by Sportsbetting.com.au.